Incredible moment, little girl discovers hidden strength as CEO exposes life-changing truth in speech. Lily stood in the crowded room, her heart racing. She had stumbled into the local job fair, a place meant for adults, but here she was, a lively 10-year-old with dreams too big for her little small-town shoes. The smell of baked goods filled the air, thanks to her mother's bakery, but today, it was Mr. Thompson, the CEO, who captured her attention. His voice boomed, resonating with grit and emotion as he spoke about rising from nothing, about the power of hope and perseverance. For the first time, Lily felt a match spark within her, igniting her desire to uplift her community. Tears welled in her eyes as she listened to Mr. Thompson's story of hardship, courage, and the importance of holding on to dreams. He spoke about the struggles of his childhood, reminiscent of her own. As he threw his hands in the air, exuding passion, Lily could almost see a future where her town thrived, where her mother didn't have to worry about bills stacking up or the bakery's door closing. Believe in yourself and take action, Mr. Thompson urged, sending shivers down her spine. The breeze of hope blew fiercely through her, enveloping her in a warm hug. But reality set back in as she remembered her mother's tired face, the way her hands had aged from kneading dough days on end. I need to help her, Lily mumbled, feeling torn between her ambitions and her mother's sacrifices. Each night, after school, she worked beside her mother in the bakery, hoping to give her a break. But her heart also yearned to volunteer, to mentor kids at the community center, where they could dream like her. As the community event neared, tension simmered at home. Lily, focus on the bakery. It's our lifeline, her mother's worried voice echoed. That only fueled the fire inside Lily. But I want more, Mom. They clashed, passions colliding. It was no longer just about baking, it was about transformation, real change for their town. Then came the moment of opportunity. She was chosen to pitch her vision for a better community on the community stage. Her heart raced with excitement and fear. What if they didn't believe her? Just before her moment in the spotlight, a classmate, spiteful and jealous, knocked her presentation down, mocking her dreams as naive and silly. Deflated, tears sprang to Lily's eyes. She felt crushed, the whispers of doubt echoing in her mind, drowning out her hopes. In that darkest moment, Mr. Thompson appeared, as if the universe had conspired to give her a lifeline. He knelt beside her, eyes filled with kindness. Lily, look up. You are a beacon of hope, as long as you believe. To her astonishment, he connected their struggles, revealing a shared history that made everything he had said earlier hit harder. Her heart swelled with renewed courage as they joined forces. But with hope came uncertainty. Could Lily really rise above, be the spark her town needed? Would they rally behind her cause, or would doubt sweep her back into the shadows? The stage awaited, the spotlight blazing on the cusp of change. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. Would she truly find her voice? Lily squared her shoulders, the warm spotlight glaring down, illuminating her in front of figures from her community. She could hear her heart pounding, every thud echoing her fears and dreams. Time felt suspended, a breathless moment stretching out as she faced the crowd. Would they see her? Would they understand her vision? Mr. Thompson gave her an encouraging nod from the sidelines, and somehow, that small gesture turned her fear into determination. With shaking hands, she stepped forward and breathed in deeply. It was now or never. Hi, everyone. I'm Lily, and I'm 10 years old, she stammered, glancing around at the familiar faces. I know I'm little, but I have big dreams for our town. A town where every kid believes they can be anything, just like Mr. Thompson believes in us. A few chuckles rippled through the crowd, but she didn't mind. She could feel their curiosity, their willingness to listen. I see how hard my mom works every day in our bakery. And I know she worries. But what if we could create a place where not just baked goods, but dreams, are made? A community center where kids can gather, share ideas, and learn how to chase their path. The crowd started to murmur, their energy shifting. Was this little girl really suggesting something so grand? With workshops, art classes, and even cooking sessions. You know, sharing the passion of baking, just like my mom does. We can give everyone a chance to spark their own flame of hope. Her voice grew stronger, fueled by the belief that Mr. Thompson had ignited within her. The whispers turned into nods of approval. The faces in the crowd transformed from skeptics to supporters. She could see Mr. Thompson smiling and holding his hand to his heart, as if her words were touching him too. But just as that flicker of assurance began to grow, a chill ran through her. Was this too much? What if she couldn't follow through? What if they found her unworthy of leading this change? Doubt knocked insistently at the door of her mind. Remember those voices? They echoed. You're just a girl. A bakery girl. Lily's heart sank momentarily, but then she remembered the warmth of Mr. Thompson's words. She shook her head, forcing the negativity aside. She had come this far, and she wouldn't back down now. So here I am, she continued, voice cracking but filled with conviction. I believe in us. In our goals, in our dreams. And if we join together, we can create something beautiful. Something our community can really be proud of. I need you all to stand with me. Let's be the change we want to see. The crowd erupted into applause. Supporters rose, clapping and cheering, the sound reverberating through her. Tears of joy blurred her vision. Yet the uncertainty lingered. The clapping faded, and hope intertwined with anxiety as she stepped back, overwhelmed by the support. What if they all think I'm just a little girl with big dreams? She whispered to Mr. Thompson, feeling the weight of their expectations. He leaned closer, his eyes fierce with encouragement. You're more than a little girl, Lily. You're a leader. And leaders are born from taking those big dreams and turning them into reality, one small step at a time. As those words sunk in, Lily could feel the fire within her grow stronger. But a flicker of fear remained. Could she really navigate the challenges ahead? What would happen if she faltered? Question fluttered in her mind: were they ready for the journey? And more importantly, was she ready to take them there? The path lay ahead, filled with possibilities and obstacles. But one thing was clear, it was no longer just about her alone. This was just the beginning, but what challenges awaited her next? Lily stepped off the makeshift stage, her small frame shaking from the adrenaline still coursing through her veins. The applause felt like a cocoon, wrapping around her as she moved through the crowd. Familiar faces smiled down at her, many offering encouraging pats on her back. It felt surreal, like a dream where she was both the hero and the heroine. But just beneath that euphoria, doubt clung to her like a shadow. She spotted her mom across the room, a proud smile lighting up her tired face. For a moment, their eyes locked, and Lily's heart swelled with love. Yet alongside that warmth came a pang of worry. The bakery was a daily grind. What if her idea didn't take off? What if she let her mom down? Mr. Thompson joined her side, sensing her unease. You did wonderfully, Lily. The town believes in you. Now we need a plan. Right, a plan, she echoed, her voice slightly breathless. But where do we start? Let us gather a team, he suggested, gesturing to the scattered crowd now buzzing with excitement. Together, they moved through the crowd, prompting attendees to share their thoughts on Lily's vision. Mr. Thompson introduced her like a proud mentor, and she was met with smiles and nods, each person more encouraging than the last. But as she participated in each discussion, that voice of doubt kept whispering, they're only being polite. Can you really do this? With every enthusiastic contribution, Lily found herself leaning into the fire that Mr. Thompson and the crowd had stoked. Ideas for the community center poured in: art exhibitions, mentorship programs, and even a small library. The mention of a library sent a thrill down her spine. Books had always been her escape, her adventure. She could see a cozy corner filled with kids laughing, exploring new worlds. As the meeting progressed, Lily felt more at ease, her initial anxiety transforming into palpable energy that surged within her. A new resilience blossomed every time someone mentioned they could help. Her cheeks hurt from smiling so wide, and she felt a giddy lightness of spirit lift her. But just as they wrapped up the discussion, a voice broke the surge of creativity. "So, who is going to lead this?" A man's voice cut through, filled with skepticism. The smile on Lily's face wavered, and she glanced at Mr. Thompson, whose once enthusiastic demeanor suddenly shifted. "I will," she declared before fear could catch up with her. But the uncertainty of the man's skepticism hung in the air like a storm cloud. "Lily, you're just a kid. You don't have experience," he said bluntly. The room fell silent. She felt all the warmth drain from her. The laughter muted. Was he right? But then she remembered the sparkle in her mom's eyes, the commitment she displayed every day running the bakery, and the community members who had clapped for her. "No, I'm not," she found herself responding, strong and resolved. "I may not have experience, but I have passion. I know what my friends and I want. I believe we can make this work." A murmur of surprise swept through the crowd, followed by reluctant nods. And just like that, she realized something pivotal. Passion mattered. Determination mattered. Let us support her. If she believes in us, we should believe in her. Mr. Thompson's voice boomed out, breaking the tension and reigniting the moment. Lily looked around, and the energy shifted again. People began to cheer, rallying together and banishing the doubt that loomed just moments before. It was exhilarating, and there were still so many ideas to share. Yet a nagging question remained: would the community truly rally around her, or was it just the thrill of the moment? As they began discussing next steps, Lily knew this was going to be tough. But she felt ready to face it all, even if it meant stumbling along the way. What if the very next meeting could bring unexpected allies or enemies? Lily stood in front of the gathered crowd, their excitement buzzing like static in the air. The words of Mr. Thompson still echoed in her mind. She had been caught in a whirlwind of encouragement, but now, reality crept back in with uncertainty. Could she truly carry the weight of their hopes? As the attendees milled about, buzzing with energy, Lily felt the walls of the room close in slightly. She glanced at Mr. Thompson, who was animatedly discussing logistics with a couple of older women nearby. His confidence soothed some of her worries, yet the skeptic's question stuck stubbornly in her mind like a thorn. Deer in headlights, she felt, but she was determined to channel that fear into focus. "I need to figure out what planning really looks like," she murmured to herself. Her heart raced at the thought of being in charge. Would she be able to lead effectively? Would the community feel supported? She caught a glimpse of her mom's glowing smile again, and suddenly, she knew she couldn't falter. "Lily! Come here." A boy from her class waved her over. It was Jamie, his unruly hair sticking out in all directions. His enthusiasm was infectious. "We've got ideas for the library." Lily beamed, grateful for the distraction from her doubts. Jamie always had a wild imagination, and inviting him to take part felt like the right move. As she approached, he shared his vision of an interactive reading corner filled with plush animals and tiny reading nooks. "I love that idea!" Lily exclaimed, her heart lifting with each detail. As more kids joined them, ideas burst forth like fireworks: story time sessions, writing contests, open mic events. Each one added a new layer to the picture she was building in her mind. "Can I help you lead?" Jamie asked, a lopsided grin on his face. "Definitely," Lily replied, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. This was it. This was what leading looked like: inviting others to be part of the dream. But then, from the back of the group, another voice piped up. "What do you know about running a library?" It was the same voice that had questioned her before, and instantly, Lily felt her pulse quicken again. I may not know much," she stuttered, "but I know how to rally people. And together, we can learn." Silence fell for a moment. But finally, Jamie leapt into action. Yeah, come on. We can all help. We believe in you. The crowd began to stir, some nodding, others chiming in with agreement. Lily felt a surge of energy washing over her once again. She had no experience, but perhaps that didn't matter as much as she thought. What if belief was the first step toward success? They began mapping out their ideas on sticky notes. Laughter spilled over as they debated the merits of a summer reading challenge versus a year-round book club. Each suggestion seemed to weave them tighter together in purpose. But just as she felt momentum building, a quiet voice grew louder, cutting through the chatter. How can we trust someone who has never done this before? Lily's heart sank as her breath caught in her throat. Would this become a constant roadblock? Just when things seemed to align, doubt re-emerged like an unwelcome guest. Maybe I can prove myself, she whispered, half to herself, half to the warmth gathering around her. She felt a flicker of defiance ignite. I will learn, she declared, meeting the looks around her with a fierce tenacity. I'll talk to librarians, research resources. We'll build this together. An unexpected cheer rose from her friends. The moment felt charged with something powerful possibility. She could feel passion and doubt wrestling within her, but it ignited a fire she didn't expect to have. After all, what if stepping into the unknown brought newfound strength and allies she had never imagined? As the excitement in the air began to swell again, Lily couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling that their next meeting would spark something bigger, something that might lead to not only creativity but also conflict. Would they really come together, or would the skeptics grow louder? The sweet buzz of ideas filled the room, but she couldn't ignore the chill of uncertainty ahead. What truths would they uncover next? Lily stepped back into her home that evening, still riding the wave of adrenaline. The air felt thick with possibility. Each idea exchanged, each laugh shared with her friends lingered in her thoughts like warm sunlight on her skin. She could almost hear the applause from the crowd as she declared her intention to lead, the sound mingling with the whispers of doubt still haunting her mind. Hey, how did it go? Her mom asked, setting down a pot on the stove. The smell of something delicious wafted through the air, lacing the comforting space with warmth. It was amazing. But daunting, Lily admitted, collapsing into a chair. She ran a hand through her hair, letting out a deep breath. There were kids who had great ideas, but then someone questioned me. It just made me wonder. I know it can feel overwhelming, her mom said, peering over with kind eyes. But remember, leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about bringing people together. Lily nodded, but skepticism gnawed at her. What if I'm not good enough? What if they decide to listen to the doubters instead? Her mom smiled knowingly. Every great leader has faced those fears. Look at the greats MLK, Rosa Parks. They didn't have answers to everything either. They had a vision and the courage to go after it. Those words wrapped around Lily like a blanket of reassurance. She thought of Mr. Thompson, his unwavering belief in her. Together, they could be like those leaders, couldn't they? After dinner, she pulled out a notebook and began jotting down all the ideas. She wrote about Jamie's reading corner, the writing contests, and the open mics. Each idea lightened her spirit. A spark of creativity ignited in her chest. She imagined colorful posters filled with bright letters advertising their plans, kids lining up to share their stories, laughter bouncing off the walls of the library. Late that night, she sat at her desk, eyes stinging from the fatigue of excitement. Just as she was closing her notebook, a notification popped up on her phone. It was Jamie. Hey, Lils. I've been thinking, what if we set up a survey for everyone at school? See what they want in the library. Her heart fluttered. That's brilliant. She typed back, her fingers flying over the screen. It'll give us a clear idea of what we need to focus on. We can create posters. As the ideas flowed back and forth between them, that familiar warmth flooded her. Jamie's enthusiasm brightened the screen, and Lily felt a renewed sense of purpose building. But then, a shiver of doubt brushed across her mind again. What if the negative voices grew louder and tore at their enthusiasm? What if they didn't respond well to the survey? What if it didn't go as she hoped? Don't think like that, she whispered to herself. You'll never know unless you try. With renewed determination, she leapt from her chair and gathered her supplies: markers, sticky notes, poster boards, anything to stoke the fire of innovation bubbling inside her. The next couple of days melted into a blur of planning and excitement. Her classmates rallied, printing survey forms and brainstorming ways to spread the word. Each new face brought energy, each eager expression igniting hope. But as with any project, shadows of uncertainty loomed larger. The day of the survey release, whispers threaded through the halls. Skeptical glances shot her way, and Lily felt her confidence slightly waver. Are you sure you want to take this risk? One classmate asked, raising an eyebrow. What if it flops? Lily hesitated. Could she really face the critics? As an internal battle raged within her, she spotted Jamie, cheerfully handing out surveys. His contagious grin sealed the cracks in her own resolve. Yes. I'm ready, she thought fiercely. As they moved toward this pivotal moment, a lingering question hung in the air: would their efforts be met with applause, or would the weight of skepticism bury their dreams? Lily took a deep breath, ready to see where this journey would take her, not knowing that soon she would face a challenge that could redefine everything she thought she was capable of. The sun rose the next morning, casting a warm glow through Lily's window. She felt restless as she prepared for school. Baking anxiety swirled in her stomach. Today was the day. Today, the survey would go live. Would everyone respond positively? Or would they turn their backs, abandoning her vision like a forgotten toy? At breakfast, her mom noticed. You all right, honey? Just nervous, I guess, Lily said, pushing her toast around her plate. What if people don't care about the library? What if they make fun of my ideas? Sweetheart, remember what we talked about. You put yourself out there, and that takes guts. The opinions of a few shouldn't hold back your shine, her mom encouraged, giving her an affectionate smile. Lily nodded, but the doubt still nibbled at her confidence. She finished breakfast and grabbed her backpack, feeling the weight of the day ahead. When she entered the school, the atmosphere buzzed with chatter. Kids rushed past her, but she felt oddly disconnected, like a ghost moving through a vibrant world. She found Jamie near their lockers, his usual radiance brightening the dull hallway. Hey! You ready for this? He asked, holding a stack of survey forms. I guess, Lily replied, trying to mask her hesitation. What if everyone hates it? Doubt it. You've put so much work into this. Let us get them excited, Jamie exclaimed, clapping her on the shoulder. As the bell rang, they stepped into the first class, a rush of adrenaline hitting Lily. She explained the survey, her words spilling out with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Some classmates nodded, their eyes alight with interest. Others simply rolled theirs. That familiar sting of judgment twisted inside her. Throughout the day, Lily and Jamie buzzed around the school, armed with surveys and a poster advertising their project. With every passing hour, they gathered responses. The bright notes of laughter echoed more vigorously as the day progressed, and Lily found her spirits lifting. But lunchtime brought unexpected turns. As they made their way to the cafeteria, a crowd of skeptical students gathered around. Lily's breath caught in her throat when she recognized the leader of the group. Claire, a known critic with a sharp tongue, stood at the forefront. What a waste of time. I can't believe you think we want to hear your boring ideas, Claire scoffed, crossing her arms. Lily's heart sank, but then she remembered her mom's words. Leadership is about bringing people together. Gathering her courage, she faced Claire. I know it's not going to be perfect, but this is about all of us. Everyone has a voice, and I want to hear it. The cafeteria hushed. For a moment, the world felt still. Lily's heart raced as she sensed the shift. Sometimes it only took one moment of bravery to inspire others. "Who's with me?" she called out, her voice gaining strength. To her surprise, a few kids nodded, some even shouted encouragement. Jamie jumped in. "If we come together, we can create something special. This is our chance to make the library our place." Slowly, hands shot up. One by one, students grabbed surveys from Lily's hands. The energy in the cafeteria transformed. The doubts began to fade, and hope filled the cracks that skepticism created. By the end of lunch, the response was overwhelming. Students were talking, sharing ideas, brainstorming. Just as the excitement peaked, the principal's voice crackled over the intercom, calling Lily and Jamie to the office. Oh! Lily felt a flutter of anxiety. What if they shut it down? "Don't sweat it. Let us just see what they want," Jamie said, confidence radiating from him. As they walked towards the office, an unexpected feeling washed over Lily. What if this journey was about more than just her ideas? What if it had the power to change everything? And then it hit her, what if the principal had plans of his own for the library? As they reached the door, she glanced at Jamie, who gave her a reassuring nod. Taking a deep breath, Lily pushed the door open. Whatever happened next could change everything. She could feel the weight of anticipation, ready to unfold her next challenge. Would their dreams of transformation be embraced or dismantled? The moment Lily stepped into the principal's office, the air thickened with tension. Mr. Thompson sat behind a large desk, his brow furrowed in thought. The walls were decorated with framed awards and pictures of previous school events. It felt intimidating, but Lily brushed it off. This was her time to shine. "Thanks for coming, you two," Mr. Thompson said, leaning back in his chair, fingers steepled. "I've been hearing some exciting buzz about your library project." Lily's heart raced. "Really? You mean people are interested?" "Very much so," he replied, a faint smile appearing. "But there are a few things we need to discuss. I want to make sure you have all the support necessary to pull this off." "Support?" Jamie asked, his eyebrows shooting up. "Yes. I think it's a fantastic initiative. However, it's crucial we manage it properly. I want you both to present your ideas at the next school board meeting," Mr. Thompson continued, his gaze steady and encouraging. Lily felt a mixture of disbelief and terror. "Present? To the whole board?" "Absolutely. It's a big step, but I believe in this project as much as you do. Do you think you're up for it?" Lily exchanged glances with Jamie. The nerves swirled again, but beneath them, a flicker of excitement ignited. She nodded, forcing her voice steady. "Yes. We can do it." "Great. I'll have Ms. Parker help you prepare. And don't worry, I'm here to support you," the principal reassured them with a warm smile. As they left the office, the weight of expectations pressed down on Lily. Ms. Parker, their favorite teacher, would help them. That was a relief. Still, the thought of speaking in front of the school board made her heart pound. "What just happened?" Jamie asked, bouncing with energy. "This is huge." "I know. But it's also terrifying," Lily admitted, biting her lip. "What if we mess it up? What if we freeze up? Hey, remember what you told Claire? It's about everyone being heard." Jamie exclaimed, his eyes lighting up. "We can prepare together. You've got this." As the day rolled on, the reality settled in. They were going to present their ideas to the board. The vision of their library transformed into a vibrant hub felt so close, and yet so far. The rest of the school day passed in a blur. Lily couldn't concentrate in class. She doodled library designs in her notebook, every sketch pulling her a step closer to turning her dream into reality. Jamie nudged her to stay focused, but the possibilities swirled in her mind. After school, they sat in Ms. Parker's classroom, a pocket of comfort amidst the chaos. She listened to their ideas, her eyes sparkling with encouragement. Lily felt a little less shaky as they spoke, Ms. Parker's enthusiasm feeding into their energy. But then, in the middle of a brainstorming session, Claire walked by the door. She glanced in, eyebrows raised, skepticism written all over her face. "Wow, you really think your little project is going to change anything?" Lily's heart sank. Was it worth the effort? But a soft squeeze from Jamie steadied her. "Actually, we think it can create a real space for everyone," Lily called back, her voice clearer than she felt. Claire rolled her eyes and walked away, but the sting lingered. Everyone has a voice, she reminded herself. Little by little, Lily pieced together her confidence, letting it grow stronger than the doubt. As Lily and Jamie huddled over their notes, a sense of purpose enveloped her. This was their chance to do something extraordinary. The library wasn't just a building filled with books, it was a promise of community and creativity. The following days would be filled with late-night preparations, rehearsing their presentation, and rallying the support of classmates. But would they find the courage to face the school board? Would Claire and her doubts stand in their way once again? As they finished their plans for the day, one thought consumed her. What if this was more than just a library? What if it was the start of something that could transform the very fabric of their school? The question hung in the air, tantalizing and heavy with possibility. The next few days were a whirlwind. Each morning, Lily woke up with butterflies in her stomach, and every night she barely slept. Thoughts of the presentation dominated her mind, crowding out everything else. In Ms. Parker's classroom, they worked diligently. Post-it notes covered the whiteboard, each color representing ideas, emotions, and hopes. Jamie animatedly discussed what they would say, his enthusiasm contagious. "Imagine the board's faces when we tell them how this library can bring everyone together," he said, his hands gesturing wildly. "We're not just talking about books. We're talking about a community." Lily nodded, but the closer they got to the day of the presentation, the more weighed down she felt. It was as if Claire's doubt had managed to sink its teeth into her confidence. Every time she looked at her sketches, the joy was muddied by a creeping fear. What if they embarrassed themselves? What if they didn't make any impact at all? However, a small voice within her whispered, "You've overcome harder challenges. Remember your little wins." To refocus, they decided to take a break one afternoon. Ms. Parker suggested a walk around the school. As they ambled through the halls, Lily found herself pausing in front of the display board of last year's science fair. The photos captured smiling faces, kids proudly presenting their projects. A warmth blossomed inside her. "Those kids were nervous too," she said, her voice more confident. "But look at how they encouraged each other. They made their projects shine." "Yes. Exactly." Jamie chimed in. "We just need to believe in what we're doing. And we're doing it together. That makes a difference." Lily allowed herself a soft smile, buoyed by the support of her best friend and her teacher. Suddenly, gazing at all those bright faces, she felt a surge of determination overcome the nerves. They were on the cusp of something big. "Let's put everything we've got into this," Lily declared. "If we believe in our project, then maybe others will too. We just need to remember why we started." Back in Ms. Parker's classroom, they dove into practice after practice. Each time they rehearsed, Lily's confidence grew. Ms. Parker pushed them to vocalize their passion, to embrace their excitement. "Speak from the heart," she said. "Your energy is contagious. Let it push you forward." But as the date of the board meeting approached, doubt still nagged at the edges of Lily's mind. Just when she felt ready, Claire threw another casual jab in passing. "Good luck in front of the board," she said, smirking. "Hope you can handle the pressure." Lily felt the sting again, but instead of letting it weigh her down, she let it fuel her fire. She wanted to prove Claire wrong. She wanted this to matter. On the eve of the presentation, as Lily lay in bed, she stared up at the ceiling, her heart racing. The weight of what was to come pressed down on her. Yet beneath the uncertainty, a flicker of excitement sparked. Pocketing that feeling, she whispered to herself, "We've got this." As the sun rose the next morning, painting her room in golden light, Lily dressed with a resolve she hadn't known she possessed. She was tired of the doubt. She was tired of feeling small. "This is it," she thought, standing in front of the mirror, looking at her reflection. "This is my moment, Jamie's moment, everyone's moment." But what happened next in the board meeting would challenge everything. Would they keep their cool? Would they inspire a change? With her heart pounding in rhythm with her steps toward the school auditorium, Lily asked herself, could she really change everything? The auditorium buzzed with a mix of excitement and nerves. Rows of chairs filled with teachers, students, and board members created a vibrant tapestry of anticipation. As Lily stood behind the podium, she could feel the weight of their eyes on her. Her palms were slick, her heart racing faster than she thought possible. Jamie stood beside her, his smile unwavering, and that small gesture reassured her. They had practiced so much, but nothing could completely prepare her for this moment. The bright lights flipped on and suddenly, it felt like all the air had been sucked from the room. "Good morning, everyone." She started, her voice catching slightly. "We're here to share something we believe in deeply." Lily glanced down at her notes, but the words swam in front of her. She took a deep breath, remembering Ms. Parker's words, "Speak from the heart." "Imagine a library," she began, the vivid imagery sweeping over her like a wave of warmth. "Not just a place filled with books, but a space for everyone to connect, to learn, and to thrive." As she spoke, she noticed her peers nodding, their expressions shifting from polite interest to genuine engagement. She could see Mr. Thompson, the board president, leaning in slightly, his eyebrows raised. Encouraged, she pressed on, weaving in stories of how a library could become a sanctuary, a hub of inspiration. "Every child deserves a safe space to discover their passions," she said, her voice steadying. "And every book is a key to new possibilities." She caught Jamie's eyes, filled with encouragement. The initial tremor of doubt began to fade, replaced by a growing fire inside her. Then came the moment that shook her confidence again. Claire, seated towards the back, crossed her arms, her look of disdain palpable. But instead of shutting down, Lily felt an unexpected surge of defiance. She was here for her community. She was here for the kids who deserved better. "Imagine a community that grows together through reading," she continued, her voice louder, drawing on that energy. "This isn't just a project. It's a chance to change lives." The words flowed more easily now. Ideas started clicking like puzzle pieces: how library events could bring people together, how kids could mentor each other, how they could start book clubs and reading programs that foster love for learning in every corner of school life. When it was Jamie's turn, he leapt in with fervor. His passion was infectious as he spoke about creating a welcoming space, free from judgment and full of creativity. They fed off each other's energy, their excitement spiraling into something electrifying. As they wrapped up their presentation, Lily glanced out at the audience. Ms. Parker's beaming smile anchored her, pushing away insecurities. But then her eyes found Claire again. This time, the smirk had faded. Was that a hint of admiration she saw instead? The moment of truth came when Mr. Thompson stood up to address the room. "You've presented a compelling vision," he said, his voice resonating with authority. "This isn't just about more books. It's about building community." As he spoke, Lily's heart soared, soaking in every kind word. An overwhelming sense of hope washed over her. But just when she thought they might have swayed the board's decision, Claire raised her hand. "Can you truly hold the community's interest?" she asked, her tone icy. "What will you do when excitement fades?" Lily felt a shiver through her. Was this just the beginning of another challenge? With a palpitating heart, Lily squared her shoulders. She had come too far to back down now. The excitement doesn't just fade, it grows. We're part of something bigger. We'll create a community that supports each other, no matter what. As she finished, the echoes of her words hung heavily in the air, tensions thickening. Now, with a mere flicker of hope and a deep breath, she faced her fears head-on. But would it be enough to change Claire's mind and gain the board's approval? In that moment, everything seemed poised to unravel or ignite. What would happen next? In the days following the presentation, everything felt different. The air buzzed with anticipation. Conversations about the library project rippled through the halls, transforming from doubt into genuine excitement. Students waved their surveys, creating a chorus of voices eager to support Lily's vision. Yet, even amidst this swell of support, one nagging question lingered: would the school board approve their project? Each time Lily passed the principal's office, her heart raced. What if they said no? One afternoon, sitting in the sun-drenched corner of the bakery, she scribbled notes on a napkin. The smell of fresh pastries blended with her hopes and dreams. What if we organized a community event? She thought aloud, her eyes glimmering as she envisioned vibrant faces, laughter, and connection. As she hopped on her bike, the breeze whispered promises of new beginnings. "Hey, where to?" Jamie called as he joined her. Lily grinned, the prospect of planning an event teasing her excitement. A community meeting. Let's get everyone in on this. Just like that, the butterflies inside her quieted. They rode to the community center, vibrant with energy. The air crackled like electricity, filled with chatter about books, goals, and dreams. As they gathered the kids together, Lily glanced around the room. Familiar faces shone bright with optimism. She took a deep breath, the moment feeling monumental. "Listen up, everyone," she called, her voice strong and brave. "We're planning a special event to kickstart the library project. It'll be a day where we celebrate every voice, every idea." Excited murmurs swept through the crowd, fueling her confidence. "Can we have story readings, arts and crafts, even bake sales?" A girl piped up, and another shouted, "Let's invite the community to join us." "Yes." Lily beamed, loving the wave of creativity ushering forth. "The more ideas, the better. Let us show everyone that we believe in this." As plans formed and excitement built, they set a date for the big event, calling it Library Day. "Come dream with us." Though the tasks felt immense, Lily's heart surged with determination. But with each stroke of progress came whispers of fear. Claire's skepticism echoed in her mind. What if no one comes? The voice said, uninvited and unwelcome. Still, Lily pushed back. If she could speak with passion, they could ignite curiosity. Weeks passed, and the anticipation intensified. Colorful posters painted the town, plastered on shop windows and community boards, each one a beacon of hope. Yet, that morning of the big event, a thick cloud of worry cloaked Lily. The gym stood empty as time stretched. Did I set expectations too high? She thought, wringing her hands together. Will anyone really show? But then, as doors swung open, a flood of kids poured in, laughter and energy igniting the space. Parents followed, fresh coffee in hand and curiosity in their eyes. The energy danced around her, filling her heart with warmth. Lily glanced at Jamie, each of them wearing matching radiant smiles. "See. Look at everyone," he said, excitement bubbling over. As the event unfolded, kids shared stories, participated in workshops, and even organized impromptu readings. Laughter echoed, hope hung thick in the air like confetti. Yet, at the corner, Lily's anxiety flickered back. She spotted Claire watching, arms crossed, but this time it felt different. There was uncertainty etched on Claire's face, doubt wrestling with intrigue. Fueled by courage, Lily approached. "Hey, Claire. What do you think?" Claire's expression softened, revealing a glimmer of surprise. I have to admit, this is pretty cool," she stuttered, catching the moment of vulnerability. "That's great. We want everyone's ideas. If you think something's missing, tell me. I want you to be part of this," Lily said, her voice steady, unveiling her heart. For the first time, Claire smiled as she considered the proposition. "Okay, let us see how we can make it even better." Suddenly, something clicked. The symbols of division melted, giving way to unison and shared dreams. As they laughed and brainstormed, Lily's heart lightened. Once hanging by a thread of doubt, her confidence solidified. Claire's shift meant something important: this community was ready to grow together. That evening, as the lights dimmed and faces glowed from the morning's adventure, Lily stood before her friends, teary-eyed with pride. "Thank you for believing. We're just getting started," she announced, her voice filled with gratitude and hope. It was just the beginning, yet Lily finally understood how to ignite a community aflame that would endure, transforming beyond just a library. Together, they could create a space brimming with dreams, connection, and a future bright with possibility. As days turned into weeks, Lily learned they were stronger together. She realized change was gradual, built on the bonds formed through vulnerability and acceptance. Finally, she could hold her head high, knowing they were setting off on an incredible journey. And it was in that moment of connection, forged with resilience and trust, that Lily found her voice, courageously shaping a future where everyone felt seen. But this transformative journey doesn't stop here. Are you ready to chase your dreams? Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Comment your reactions and feelings about the ending. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. You need to subscribe now, folks. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share. Only true fans understand the importance of supporting the channel through these actions.